What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Demi Goddess YouTube channel. If you are new, please make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video from me and turn on that notification bell. We are going to be reviewing Cardi B's Imaginary Players song. And as the title say, Cardi B Imaginary Players reaction is a bop but needs some work. We're going to talk about what we need to work. So what I'm going to do is, because the tube does not like when I show music videos, so I'm going to be watching it on my phone and commenting. Feel free, if you have another device, to go ahead and pull up the video so you can follow along with me as I'm watching it. Okay, so let's go ahead. I did watch it earlier, but I want to watch it in real time and give my honest feedback. I tried not to judge it. I tried not to give any feedback when I first watched it. So we will be watching it and giving feedback this time, okay? Yeah. It's the motherfucking princess, you heard? The shit these bitches be bragging about, it's like shit I was doing in like 2016. These looks is fire. You ladies don't even know the difference between vintage and rock. First of all, I feel like Cardi B is going back to her mixtape days. I like the vibe. If you have been a Cardi B fan, you would know how she is coming in this song. It definitely is giving old school Cardi B when she was in the strip club rapping, putting out her mixtapes. I love the fact that she chose this beat, which is Jay-Z's beat, which, by the way, guys, Jay-Z sampled this beat. So technically it's not really Jay-Z's beat, but he used it. He set the precedent for this record. And I just feel like in this climate, we need some really good feel music. We're not really belittling one another. And this song just really has a cool vibe. It feels like summer. And her looks is like 10 out of 10 during this entire video. I love the fact that we already saw two different looks, and it's not even a minute into the music video. And I love the fact that she is bringing old school vibes, because if you've been on the trajectory of hip hop, you know, when they would talk on their records, or they'll do their intros or interludes and things like that, and they just talking, you know, sometimes it's a poetic gesture, sometimes it's them talking that, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, it's like a snippet of a song just to give you an appetizer to lead you on to the next song in the album. But I like it so far. So let's go ahead and continue to watch. Pretty motherfucker shit. Cardi B, every song platinum, not the other bitch. Whatever you was gonna pay her, you gotta double it. Glory hole. Bitches don't know who they fucking with. Their money, my stocks and shit. So she definitely threw shots at somebody. We're gonna pull up the lyrics at the end of this video to try to figure out who she is talking about. Because Cardi definitely flexed her cards and said she sold platinum. So she definitely called out somebody. So money. Your booking fee is my makeup and hair money. Bitches say I think I'm the shit. And too. She said, your booking fee is my hair and makeup money. I love the fact that she's being cocky, but in these times, is that really necessary? But the whole song basically is her saying she ain't playing with people, and she calling people out in this music video. And also, too, she's solidifying herself, and she's saying, you know what? I am Cardi B. Y'all gonna stop playing with my name. I do contribute to the music industry, especially the rap industry. And y'all need to be putting me amongst the greats. Some people may not agree with that, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead. And there's no you bitches can't live. I got the hottest shit. How about popping it? They say I walk around looking like a compliment. Shut up, stop whining. Cardi still shining. Hoes kept complaining, so I got more diamonds and more archive. Vintage couture on me. I got more gold CA than John Podman. Summer we cheeked out. Winter is minced out. I buy grown man watches and make them take links out, bitch. Okay, Cardi. I mean, it's really easy for me to talk this shit because I live this shit. I just gotta make it rhyme. Bitches, I leave on all fuck. Now she she denies being into like Santeria and things like that, but I see Yemaya all in this music video. If you know anything about the Orishas, or Santeria or the Yoruba religion, there's Yemaya in here. When she's by the water, you guys will see it. Yemaya is associated with white. Look at this. Hold on. Yemaya. Quicker they lift up, the quicker they fall down. Poor thing. Twitter must be gassing them heavy, making them jump in the ring with the brim before they ready. I see whole fan pages, make avatar changes. All that old love got a new fan base. Now you're 15 up. You're already out of time. I'm a legend. They gonna hit my heels from the power lines. Okay, Cardi. I like the fact that she's going to different locations. That's subtle shade for some of her rival rapstress. But I like this. Motherfucking heels and nose now. Bronx legend, you heard? My flop and your flop is not the same. If you did my numbers, that will pop champagne. If I did your numbers, I will hop out of. Now, I feel like this part is really important and is one of the most critical lyrics in here. You're talking about girls that have threw shade at you and saying that their flop is not the same flop as you. Hi, boo. How are you? Happy Friday to you as well. And I just feel like how she started off in the beginning. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics and we're gonna look at it. But basically she said the B word, right? And like if you watching the music video, she's like flexing too when she says that. I feel like these couple bars she's spitting right here. You need to bring that same energy too in that section, because this is critical, because everyone talks about numbers when it comes to hip hop, and they're talking about how the hip hop numbers is not it's not hip hop is not where it was, meaning that everybody's paying attention to it anymore. People are not buying hip hop music like that anymore. It could be a number of factors. It could be because there's a switch in wave, different genres is coming up. Like country right now is really dominating, and pop is always like second or third place depending on who's out at the moment. If Taylor Swift is not dropping an album or doing something, pop drops a little bit. And then you have, the Sabrina Carpenters and things like that. So like hip hop has kind of taken the back burner on it. And if you're paying attention to the music industry, they're not putting so much money into rap artists anymore. They're going for the pop artist, they're going for the country artist. And they are make R&B is making a comeback, getting back to that number one spot. When you got the SZAs, you got the Summer Walkers, you got the Chris Browns. So there is, a R&B is taking, is climbing up the charts again when it comes to placement and genre of music, where the collective pays attention to it and actually buys the artist's music. Hip hop is kind of, I'm not going to say it's at like the 10th spot, but it's kind of low on a totem pole when it comes to the different genres right now. And a lot of marketing companies, a lot of labels, they're not putting so much money into their rap artists, unless you're a Drake, a Kendrick, not even Jid gets a lot of credit, and he's a fantastic rapper, and you could argue with, oh my god, what is his name? And I love him, I always listen to his stuff. Black, they weren't putting as much money. Like Summer Walker and Black are on the same label, for example, right? Their last two albums kind of dropped around the same time. The label put more money towards Summer Walker than Black, and Black sells records. So that lets you know where these labels are really focusing right now. So, but I just felt like in this particular bar, you're actually speaking about some facts that's going on in hip hop. Your cadence needs to be better, it needs to be stronger right here. So she's so gorgeous in this music video. The party just got you both in a ribbon. Been in my driveway, not getting driven. Got some bench bitches. Oh, y'all just starting. Birthday car born to me. That's out of garden. A nigga couldn't take me there. That's your department. Tasteless. Basic. I'm a Waldorf penthouse every state bitch. She looks good. Look how fine she looks. Thank you, boo. I love almost all these looks. This is my favorite. She look like a little ladybug. First of all, Vogue. That's how you pronounce it, not Vogue. It's like that B. For Cardi B, I get that she's Dominican, right? Um, some question whether she identifies as black. She some people say she's not black, but to me personally, since my father is Haitian, the DR is they on the same goddamn island. So I consider Dominicans black. So, but you do have some people, and I've been to the DR. When you talk to the natives and you see them, they look like they're black. Okay. But some of them they do have European blood in their bloodline. So, depending on who you're talking to at the end of the day. However, though, I get that you're from the DR. I get you have a heavy accent. You are considered an A-list celebrity. If you have Jocelyn Hernandez, who is Puerto Rican, and we've all have watched her. Hopefully, people have watched her on Living Hip Hop, or they know her name, right? She has a heavy, thick accent. Since Jocelyn Hernandez has been putting out music, her cadence and her clarity in her songs have improved with each project that she has put out. Why is it in 2025 Cardi B is not pronouncing, or she's not pronouncing words correctly? That's the difference between Jocelyn really wants it. She's putting in the work. Not saying that Cardi's not putting in the work, because Cardi has been working nonstop. But when it comes to the music, she is not. That's the difference between practicing. What I need Cardi B to be, and I love Cardi B, okay? I love Cardi, I love Nicki. I'm one of those neutrals in between. I'm gonna call Nicki out when she's wrong. I'm gonna call Cardi out when she's wrong. Nobody's better than the other. Well, when it comes to rapping ability, you have to say Nicki Minaj is. That's just facts. Okay. That's just what it is. I don't think we ever will have another girl right now. There's not another girl that is on Nicki Minaj level. And that's just, I said what I said. It is what it is. Okay. However, if Cardi was really, now I don't know what she's doing, but if she was really all this time she didn't took off, right? Really putting in an album, I personally felt like she should have put out a mixtape in between this hiatus she did from her first album. She was feeling insecure. I've done videos about it. I've shared audio, shared some of her lives on here, and some of her stories and stuff. When she talked about being insecure, she was going through her situation with her estranged husband, Offset. She had deaths in the family, with the death of Takeoff and everything. I get all of that. Then she had the babies in between, right? But if you're really passionate about something, you're going to put in the work. I don't feel like this girl was really working. And I get you could go into the studio, you could cut a record, you go in for here and there, but that's fine. Practice makes perfect, right? But she needs to be working with a speech coach. So that's why I mentioned Jocelyn Hernandez, because I'm not saying that Jocelyn is on Cardi B level, because she's not. But she carved her own lane and she's successful in her own right. And I love me some Jocelyn too. But what I'm saying is the difference, because you can't tell me when Jocelyn Hernandez put out her first mixtape, and I guess you can consider all her other stuff mixtapes or singles or whatever. You can't tell me that if you listen to that old stuff from the first record that we heard till now, her English improved. And she still has her accent. She's pronouncing things correctly. There, for you to be wanting to be called one of the greats, that needs to be a part of what you're doing. Who knows? Maybe she did do it, and it's just one of those things that don't matter how hard you work at it, is you're always going to have that. That might be her case. I don't know. I just feel like you've been in the game for too long. There's no reason why you can't pronounce things properly. I'm just saying that's just my only critique. Again, I feel I'll give you guys my ratings and then we'll go over these lyrics in a minute. But let me continue to watch this because the music video is almost done. She's fine though. I like that. Behind my back, itches be tight like bra straps. I like that. That's a hard bar. I would have added if I was music director, because she's in the room changing her clothes. I would have had when she said that, I would have had a cameo in the front. But when she said that last bar, I would have showed how she had a bra on, and I would have had it because she had another worker fitting her, right? I would have had them pop the bra strap and make a pop. That would have made that lyric hit harder. But hey, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Right? Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get into the lyrics. And then I'm going to give you my ratings. Okay. Here we go. All right. Can you guys see? Can you guys see? Guys that are in here, give me a thumbs up, baby. Give me a thumbs up, please. And drop some comments. Okay. I'm not going to be able to see you guys as I'm sharing this. Okay. So the intro, it's the MF Brimsess. You heard. If you guys don't know, Cardi B is allegedly allegedly, I'm not gonna say a gangbanger, but yeah, she has affiliation. I'm gonna just say she's affiliated. Okay, so that's why she's using the B there. Also too, it's a New York thing as well. I'm not gonna say these curse words though, because the two be strict. So that these be bragging about is like I was doing in 2016. So what she's basically saying is she's able to get all kinds of fashion. Okay. Some stuff she gets unreleased, some stuff is archived. And she's bringing that up because was there a picture of her? Somebody wore something that she wore in the past. I can't remember which rap artist did it, but it was definitely a rap girly that did it. And she already had that like 3 seasons ago. So I definitely see where that lyric is coming from. Then she says, you don't even know the difference between vintage and archive. I just explained that to y'all. Now I spit that, but pretty Cardi B, every song platinum. I'm not the other. Now here I'm trying to figure out who is the other person she talking to. Ooh wee. You know, I watched a video, a reaction to this, and somebody said she was talking about JT and Ice Spice. But when you think about it, I don't even think it's JT or Ice Spice right here. Because people have said that her and Megan, they're cordial because they work together, they work well, right? They can make hits together. But I ain't taking it as this could be a Megan bar because Megan, as far as I know, this girl haven't went platinum. Let's see. I'm gonna type it up real quick. Because people, when they talk about the top rap artists right now, they be bringing up Nicki, Cardi, Megan. Now Glow is in the picture. They got JT. They always talk about her. They talk about Lotto. Now we have Doechii in the mix. We got Doja Cat. Hold on. I think maybe the only one was the one in 2020 with with Beyonce. Okay. So Megan Thee Stallion stuff has only been platinum with another artist. So she got her first platinum with Beyonce. She got it with Cardi B with WAP and Crybaby with what's his name? The Baby. Oh wait, no, she got his here. Okay, so maybe she's not talking about her. So the only two other people that she really that was dissing her actively was JT and Ice Spice. So I don't know, but you can't really be talking about Ice Spice because Ice Spice have platinum records too. Not as many. Let's pull them up because we're gonna figure this out. Ice Spice platinum records. And I think hers is with other people too, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, actually, no. In Her Hood, that is platinum. Munch, Feeling on You, that's the song that blew up, made her blow up. That went platinum. Boys a Liar Part 2, that's with Pink Panthers. And then Princess Diana with Nicki Minaj. So she has platinum records. So let's see. The only other person she could be talking about, hold on. We're going to figure this out. Because you can't be putting lyrics in here and thinking people ain't going to figure it out, girl. Glad I wasn't talking about this. Hold on. JT does not have any platinum records. She has gold records, but no platinum records. She has platinum records with City Girls when she was in City Girl group with what's her name? Young Miami. So she could be talking about JT. Let's also look at Bia real quick because that was another person she was beefing with. And I think Bia does have some platinum records. Let's see. I could be wrong. Okay, yes. She can't be talking about Bia either because she got Best on Earth, which was with Russ. Whole Lot of Money with Nicki Minaj. Um, what is this other one? She only got three. Okay. So she's talking about JT there for sure. She's talking about JT. That's who she's talking about. Hold on. Okay, you guys can see it. I was like, can you guys see? Because we're gonna dissect these lyrics. Whether you're gonna pay her, you gotta double it. Oh, so basically she's saying, you're not even on my level. Glory Hope, just don't know who they with. Their money, my stocks and share money. Ooh. Your booking fee is my makeup and hair money. Just say I think I'm the and do and did. Yes, and you should, Cardi. You should think you're the best. That's how you should talk to yourself. Just know you can live. I got the hottest hot out popping it. They say I walk around looking like a compliment. Well, Cardi B face card is undeniable. Now that body, that booty is too much. Booty is too much. I love her nose job that she did. I think it's perfect. Don't touch your face no more. She's a gorgeous girl. But that BBL, it grew too much. She needs to get it reduced. It's a little bit too big. So, and people be talking about that BBL and saying it's botched. So that is not an accurate bar. Um, and I do want to put a disclaimer here as well. When I'm doing this review, this is not to be mean at all. This is just stating what I see online and how I feel about the record. So let's finish looking at these lyrics and we're going to dissect them, okay? Um just okay, hold on. She said, they say I will walk around. Okay, shut up, stop whining. Cardi still shining. So this is her basically saying when people be throwing shots at her and stuff like that. Hoes keep complaining, so I cop more diamonds. Cardi is always gonna tell somebody how they broke and how they're not on her level financially. That's just something she does. It doesn't matter if you're a famous person or you're a regular person. It says and more archive vintage couture on me. That is factual. We've seen her in pieces like that. Her stylist, by the way, 10 out of 10. He styles the hell out of her. Um, I got some, what is it? Gaultier, then Jean, probably. Summer with cheeks out. Winter is meeks out. Okay. I buy grown man watches, make them take links out. Oh, is she talking about She definitely is talking about JT here because JT, didn't she gift him a chain before? What did JT gift? Hold on, because she be gifting him stuff. What did JT gift little Uzi? Because I don't think it's his last birthday. She gave him a Maybach van and a motorcycle. She gave him an Escalade with custom ATV trailer. No, didn't she give him a chain? Hold on. Because you know me, one thing about me, I'm going to look up something. She did. I was right. She did gift him a chain. Okay. It says, yes, JT gifted little Uzi Vert a chain, but not the only one. Little Uzi also famously gifted JT his first chain, inspired by the artwork from his 2016 mixtape Little Uzi Vert versus World. Okay, so she did. That was for JT. That lyric was for JT. Yes, guys, hit the thumbs up button. You guys keep coming in and out on here. Okay, let's get into these lyrics a little bit more. Bitches, I leave them all effed up. Fists be bought up. Now, girl, we gonna be real, Cardi. I've been following Cardi B before she took off on rapping, right? She really blew up after that Love and Hip Hop, right? And but if you've been following Cardi B, I've been following her since Instagram when it first started. She used to be doing these funny videos, going off. This is her stripper days. She used to be fighting on Instagram, cursing people out, doing all kind of crazy stuff on Instagram, right? Um, Girl, there is several videos during that era when you was beat up. And then if you bring up the Nicki Minaj, the what's the girl name? Nicki Minaj friend. Oh, it is skipping my name. What is that lady's name? Let's look it up. I think I have some footage on that too, actually. Um Ra Ali. The Ra Ali incident when they were at the ball, right? And Cardi B came out with a knot on her head. Girl, there's more footage and videos people could find of you getting beat up than you beating up people. I'ma just say allegedly. Okay, so we got to be careful when we put in our lyrics. That's all I'm saying. I'm being fair. I'm being fair. Again, as I said, I do love Cardi B, but I will call you out. That is not accurate, girl. Um, it says, I'm a star, but I'll smack you. Don't get starstruck. Ooh, I like this line. But I watched this music video twice and it did not catch my attention until I read the lyric. Because that is factual. Cardi, you could debate all you want, whether she wins fights or not. But Cardi is known, she will throw something at you or get her goons on you, or she will try to put her hands on you. So that I definitely could say. Now, it's a difference if you win or lose, but she's being factual on that part. But I like that. That's a good wordplay. It says patience looking at me like Cardi, what the F? Strip like, what is that? Tom Brown. These bitches should calm down. Quicker they lift up, the quicker they fall down. Now, this is I think a lyric against Ice Spice because everybody was thinking that she was going, well, not everybody, most people were thinking that guys that are in here, hit the thumbs up button for me, please. They were thinking that she was going to fall off. They were thinking that Ice Spice was coming to take her spot. Even Ice Spice got cocky. She started saying that she was going to take her spot and things like that. And that lyric is factual. The faster you came up, the faster she came down. Now it's like Ice Spice, she can't get to where she was, at least right now. But hey, Glorilla had a little stunt. People thought she wasn't going to be able to revive herself, and now look at her. So she's right back where she was. Okay. It says, poor thing, Twitter must be gassing them heavy. I guess she's talking about like the social media influence because Ice Spice did have a heavy social media influence. But you could argue and say she does too. Making them jump in the ring with the brand before they ready. That I agree with it. I do agree with that because I felt like they were pushing Ice Spice a little bit too much. Ice Spice needed to go through artist development. She needed to go through how artists went through back in the day. Because I'm not going to sit here and say that Ice Spice music is trash. I'm not going to say that. Ice Spice, you could tell when they were put, they really, when she had that hit, the Munch, they really was, she was everywhere. She was on all these talk shows, she was at these fashion shows, she was performing at like stadium events, and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This girl doesn't have any experience going out there, and that could be nerve-wracking for someone that went from an everyday person to superstar overnight. That is a lot to transition into. So that is definitely a lyric about Ice Spice. Okay, now it says all that old love go to a new fan base. Now you're 15 up, you already out of time. So basically she's saying her 15 minutes is up. I'm a legend. They gonna hang my heels from the power lines. Ha ha ha. Well, if you're from the hood, you know what that means when shoes get hung by the power line. Typically, it's somebody that's from the hood or from that area. They're noted to be respected, and their shoes is up there as a symbol of like that's their claim on territory. And as we both know, Ice Spice and Cardi B is from New York. And if I'm not mistaken, not that far apart from each other if they don't live in the same area, lived in the same area. So that's basically what she's saying for the people that don't know hood talk, okay? um, or that actually could be somebody that is a fallen soldier, you know, that was a part of that neighborhood and their life was taken. That's another way to pay homage. Um, it says, God forbid some happen to the brim. Put my MF Hills in Nelson Avenue. Brock's legend, you heard. Okay. My flop and your flop is not the same. If you did my numbers, y'all will pop champagne. So this, I think she's talking about JT and Ice Spice right here, because they were celebrating the fact. Well, it's really JT. She was celebrating the fact that she even made it on Billboard, which is a huge accomplishment for her to be in a group and then to go solo. I mean, you cannot compare her to Cardi B. You haven't really been attached to nobody. Some will say you were the fourth member of the Migos. But hey, neither here nor there. Um, and Ice Spice has had, success. She has touched success like Cardi B. So, and at a faster pace, it's just she's not consistent enough. And I don't know whatever is happening with her label, but I know Ice Spice went through a death of a family member while she was rising. So she kind of pulled back, the girl got super skinny. I don't know. People were saying I was the coca. I don't know. But I think if you're grieving, I think she really wasn't eating and stuff like that. And all the fame and all the criticism and everything and the pressure, I felt like she was maybe not eating. I'm not gonna say the young lady was on any type of substances. I'm not gonna do that. And why do y'all do that? Why do y'all always say if somebody losing weight, they on some cocaine? Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all do that? I'm really curious. I always be seeing on the blogs and stuff, oh, they must be on that stuff. Why does someone have to be on that stuff? If people have gone through depression, some people don't eat. Some people don't eat. They starve themselves. Have you guys ever been through a heartbreak? You can't eat when you heartbroken. So why do y'all do that to people? Like, I don't like that. Um, let's go on. She said, suicide if I fall from the distance between you and I. They gotta be kidding. Suicide if I fall from the distance between. Oh, so basically she's saying they not on her level. Whatever they smoking on, it gotta be hitting. Now, Cardi, you don't like what people be saying you on drugs, so you shouldn't have put that in there. The bag you just posted been in the closet sitting. Okay, and the car you got You bow tied in a ribbon, been in my driveway, not getting driven. Is that supposed to be a flex? That's not a flex to me. To me, that seems like that's wasteful. And that's gluttony. You got to be careful with that because God don't like that. Y'all some bench bitches, ho. Y'all just getting started. I can kind of see where she's coming on from here. Because have y'all noticed it's never multiple artists at the same time? Like back in the day when hip hop was really at its prime, you'll have multiple rap artists drop around within the same week and stuff like that. Now it's like all these artists, if it's the heavy hitters dropping, they won't drop. They won't drop for a good, if they were already dropping, and let's just say a Drake, that's happened several times when Drake said he was going to drop. There's been several artists, they pulled their crap. They pushed their date off from dropping their records because they know they can't compete with his numbers. Now it's like these girls and the guys, they look out if they feel like someone is more successful or is going to get like more endorsements, more shine and everything like that, they won't drop their stuff. They all be looking at the labels, because it tells them when people are going to drop and stuff. They all look at the stuff now. Now it's not about being proud about your work. It's about, I'm going to make sure I'm going to be extra strategic. So I'm gonna just drop so I can say I'm number one because I ain't got no competition. Y'all need to pay attention to that when these artists are dropping, especially in the rap category. They're doing that a lot. You said only Negroes have full golden heart? What? God, okay. Do you like that song? I don't know what song that is. What song is that, boo? Tell me what song that is. Come on, let's finish these lyrics first. Because I think we at the end. Oh, we're not at the end. Oh, okay. Um, okay. Nigga couldn't take me there. Okay, birthday at Carbone, to me, that's Olive Garden. Can take me there. That's y'all department. I don't see nothing wrong with this. I don't see nothing wrong with her flexing because she does have um a lot of access to things. And Cardi B loves to eat and she loves expensive things. And I believe her. So hey. But girl, don't be shitting on Olive Garden because Olive Garden still be having some good stuff. And I love Olive Garden. And us little people, Carbone and all this other stuff. Um, so what if you feel like we can't afford it? She said tasteless, huh? Basic. But this is where what, I'm not gonna be too I mean, I'm gonna stop being harsh when it comes to this record because if we're being honest, Cardi B is a humble rapper. She hasn't really she says some stuff here and there to like the Nickies and stuff like that and other people, but she's never really, really had no rap battle, no huge, huge rap feud outside of Nicki Minaj. And she deserves this moment. So, but yeah, she deserves this moment. Let's go ahead and give her grace on that, okay? Okay. I'm a water off penthouse every state. 2016, I have Fush and Nova Lit. Axe Rich, y'all need your ass whipped. Oh, she's talking about Rich Dollars, or she's talking about somebody else. What the F you mean it's outdressing me? How did outdress me with my effing duh, I dressed that. I don't know, girl, because who you talking about when it comes to this fashion stuff? Because JT is the one, she's like this alternative fashionista girl. And I'm not gonna sit here and say she got her looks from you. If this lyric is these bars is supposed to be for her, you're not her inspiration. And she's came out and said, actually, she has some drag queens that was her inspiration. And quiet as a cat, Cardi. Sometimes your looks could look a little draggy. Not calling her a drag queen, not calling her a man. I'm just saying sometimes, like her hair, I love Tokyo Styles, but I don't know if I wish her and Nikki wasn't like they didn't have this arch nemesis beef because I really wish Tay could do her hair because it does give drag queen. If you guys seen drag queen hair, Let me let's just pull some drag queen hair up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Because her it's very draggy. I'm gonna pull this up, okay? Give me a second. I have it up. Let me switch the tab. Y'all should be able to see this. You see how these drag queens are, how their hair is. You cannot tell me that Cardi hasn't had hair like this. Now, I ain't never seen her with no hair like this. But what I'm talking about is like the aesthetic. When Cardi does the updo stuff, it looks like that too. You know, like the puffiness, it's just it gives drag queen. Just the hair. Just the hair. Not talking about her. Now let's pull her up real quick. Cardi B, yes, hairstyles. Look, that's looking draggy. Hold on, am I in the images? I'm not in the images. See, that's giving drag. Y'all can't tell me I'm and this is not me hating. It be giving drag queen. You are a woman. Why is your hair in Tokyo Styles is a trans woman now. But when she first started, I don't want to misgender her because I'm a part of the community as well. But when she first started, everyone called her a man at first, right? And then she transitioned. So she is he. But you cannot tell me that this is not drag hair. For you to be on that level, it's like the hair is cute though. It's just cute for a drag person. I really want, but Nicki Minaj hairstylist. He's not. He's too loyal to her. He's that'll be off with his head. It's drag queenish. You can't tell me that's not drag queenish right here. This right here. This look right here. Even well, that's not Cardi right there. These little bumps right here, this, even a bob, that, even how that's sitting on her head, drag queenish. This look drag queenish. Here, she needed less bundles than that. Drag queenish. Why? Why? And Cardi loves a bushy look. She loves it. I just. I told y'all, even with the updos, it's giving drag queenish. I don't understand. Girls, everything is on point, but the hair it be a hit or miss for me. I don't like it. Let's go back to the lyrics. I mean, am I tripping? You guys drop some comments and let me know. Am I tripping when I'm talking about that? Because I just don't understand. Oh, God. That'd be upsetting me. She too gorgeous for that. Okay. Said fixing your mouth to talk fashion with me. I'm the one who showed these girls what fashion could be. The first bitch on a cover of Vogue. Now, girl, you was not the first rap girly on Vogue. It technically was Nicki Minaj. You're the first rap Vogue on United States issue. But Nicki Minaj was the first rap girly in 2018 on a Saudi Arabia cover. Okay, so if we gonna talk facts, we need to talk facts. So you weren't the first one. Um, but somehow y'all passed me, I suppose. I know your type, all bold and all cap for the love and hip hop. Y'all knew me before that. These is nuts, bitches is ball sacks. I like that lyric. And behind my back, bitches be tight like bra straps. So that's the end of the song. Um, mhm, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Let's talk about the looks on the music video. Looks on the video was a 10 out of motherfucking 10. Whoever styled her, if her stylist styled her, Chef Kids, baby. I love it. 10 out of 10. Cardi didn't change what about 6 times in the music video? How many looks that woman didn't had in that music video? Because I don't even think I got all of them because I was screenshotting stuff. So let me count what I see in my phone. There's the black one. She got several red looks. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it was more than that though. I didn't snap everything when I was looking at it. If you guys don't know, I'm not making it up. I'm literally looking at the looks because I was snapping it when I was looking at the music video. Um, let me tell you guys though, but this look right here, favorite one. If you guys don't know, she claims she ain't a part of Santeria. Girl, Yima Ya was all in this dang music video. Once she hit the water, that's Yima Ya written all on it. If you guys don't know the Orisha goddess, right here, Yima Ya. You even in her color, white and blue is her color. Add a little razzle dazzle with the gold. Yima Ya. Y'all don't know who Yima Ya is? Hold on, let me show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all so y'all know I'm not playing. Let's go ahead and share my screen. This is Yemaya. Yemaya is known to have the head wraps. Her colors is blue and white. Oops, where we going? I didn't want to go there. Anyways, blue and white. Okay. Cardi in the white. See that? She in the white. She bought a water. She got the gold. Yemaya has the gold on her. You cannot tell me. This girl be trying to say, look, this right here is kind of like a pose she's doing in the music video too. Y'all notice how she got this flower in her hand? And let me show y'all this gold. Hold on, let me stop sharing my screen. This gold right here is like the reef of the ocean. That girl's into Santeria. Ain't nothing wrong with it, girl, because hey, look at my bracelets. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Those just aren't my Yemiya is always. I frequent her, but she's not on my head. But she definitely, I do be, yeah, she's definitely in my life for sure. And even her daughter. If you know, you know. So anyways, looks 10 out of 10. Cadence, I'm gonna give her a 5.5 out of 10. Because I feel like there wasn't growth between this break from the last album to here when it comes to her pronunciation of words. No, 5.5. The record overall, I love the vibe. It definitely is giving me like early 2000s. I love how the visual is really making me like the record even more because it's not a bad record. But I'm going to give the record overall, if I had to rate it out of a 10, I'm going to go ahead. Let me explain why I'm going to give her this, because some people might say, why are you giving it? It's too high. The reason why I'm about to give her this rating, I'm going to tell you guys, is because she put in the work when it comes to what she's saying in her lyrics, because about 90% of what is in her lyrics is accurate and true. I went through it with you guys, showed you guys some facts and stuff, or researched it in real time while I was on here. So I'm going to give her that. The stuff that she's talking about, she's absolutely right? For most of the stuff. The fashion is killing it. The looks. Cardi is known for her visuals, right? I love that because she is, a lot of people talk about Cardi B can't drop a record without putting out a music video. And I just personally want to say thank you to Cardi B's team for allowing her to create a visual with her records. And here's why. Cardi B is a millennial. As a millennial or a latchkey kid, we grew up. We used to couldn't wait to get out of school so we could watch the 106 of Parks, the Fuses, so we could watch the music videos. That is a part of our childhood. And I feel like she is keeping that intact. A lot of people criticize her for that because they feel like that gives her an extra push, but she's not doing nothing any different than what the people she idolized. So it's not something out of the ordinary. It's just a lot of your artists that you like, they're not putting the money or the time or effort into music videos. And I'm not going to crap on Cardi B for upholding that because I appreciate her doing that. Because these young kids and these younger generations, they're never going to experience the 106 of Parks. They're not going to experience the MTV countdown. They're not going to experience those things. That's not their generation. That's not their era. Even if they bought about it, it's still not going to be the same nostalgia as us millennials and the generations above millennials. It's not going to be the same thing. So you guys that criticize her for that, you need to hold up and pump your brakes. She's not doing no cheat code that any artist before her wasn't already doing. You got some of your legends that's cheap. They feel like just because, they put themselves up to a pedestal that you can't give your fans a visual for your art. And this is where I'm going to talk about my queen, Nicki Minaj. Girl, we still waiting on several music videos. How come we don't got no music videos from the last album you dropped? So, I'm going to defend Cardi when it comes like that. She's not cheating. Yes, it does help your numbers because people get to see what you're envisioning, what you're saying, what your lyrics, it just brings a certain feel to your record. But y'all need to stop that. I be looking at y'all reviewers, y'all reactionary people, and you're not being accurate, you're not being fair. You're not taking into account that she's a millennial. You're not taking into account the people that she idolized. You're not taking into account these artists that come out, they are supposed to look at the people that came before them, take and learn from what they've done that was successful, take that and add to it and take it to a whole nother level. I don't understand why y'all be talking crap about her when it comes like that. I think that's unfair. So anyways, I'm going to give her when it comes to this music because to me I'm very into music. And music it's a tool and it is a frequency, okay? You could control people through music. You can make them feel, you could control their emotions. That you could control their thought process. It's very very essential and there's studies on that, by the way. But I'm going to go ahead and give her an 8.5 out of 10. And this is not no sympathy. I think the whole package in totality is why I'm giving it. If I just had to go off of how she was, her delivery, it would be way lower than that. But the totality of the project, the rollout of her album that's coming out, yes, everything, 8.5. She's in the right direction. What I would recommend her to do is she needs to have a speech coach. Girl, you've been in the game too long. You want to be called a legend, so that means you talking about all this money you got, you need to invest in that. Yes, you do. I'm not saying you need to get rid of your accent because I love your accent, but you need to know how to pronounce certain words. You do. If Jocelyn Hernandez, who is not on your level, but she's successful in her own right, if she had admitted she put in the money and the time to work with someone to help with her English and we could literally hear it and see it, you could do the same, girl, too. And both of y'all come from Love and Hip Hop. So you could do the same. That's my only major critique when it comes to this. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10 overall. But yeah, keep going, Cardi. I'm excited for this album. I like the songs she's been previewing. I think it's going to be an amazing album. I'm really going to be looking at the numbers. I think she will go number one. I'm going to predict that. I think she will go number one. And I'm excited. Now, I'm really going to be listening to it very critically because, girl, you took off way too much time to just have one album prior to this. So people are going to really grade your work very harshly. And it's because you took too much time off. You should have threw a mixtape in between this time off. You had enough records. You showed us on a Twitter. You had all these freaking records on records on records. You should have just threw something out there for your fans. A little 5-piece, little 8-piece, something like that. You should have did that. But now, when you drop this record, everybody is not going to be having sympathy for you. There's not. And if it doesn't do well, it's really going to, which I think it is, by the way. But if it doesn't do well, in the eyes of what she sees or their label sees, it's gonna be because you waited too long. You should have dropped another second album. Therefore, while this one came out, took your little break. While this one came out, if it didn't do well, then hey, it didn't do well. Everybody has an album that don't do as well. But yeah, she's gonna be under a microscope. So, and she's emotional. So anyways, we're going to conclude this video. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. What did y'all rate the record? Did you agree with anything I said in this video? I would like to hear y'all feedback. Please, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as always. And I will see you guys next time. And I love everybody that was in here. Goodbye.